Hello everybody, my fellow Animal Crossing players. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here, hello, welcome. My name is Sammie, and here on my channel I like to do speed builds for exteriors and interiors, and I also like to do island tours. So for today we are going to do some building in our Tinker Fairy neighborhood, designing an area where the Tinker Fairies can work on making new gadgets. Before we start doing this build, I'd just like to mention that if you're able to, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe because it'll help out in the growth of my channel. At the time of recording this video, I have reached 400 subscribers, and I am thankful for each and every one of you that subscribe and watch my videos. When you subscribe, you'll be notified of any new videos I post, and I usually post videos on every Monday and Friday. But my for sure days are Mondays because I like to think that it's a nice pick-me-up to start off the week. So now that I have that out of the way, let's go ahead and start decorating. So we are working in this area right in front of Astrid's house for my last speed build, which I will link up at the top if you haven't seen it yet. We are going to give Bones and Maple the Tinker Fairy workshop of their dreams. As you can see, I already did the waterscaping of the area. I decided to do that off camera because I wasn't entirely sure of how big I wanted to make the area yet, so I thought I'd just save the video for just recording. So now we can go ahead and start decorating. I started off by decorating the small space between Maple and Bones' house. I'm using a lot of brown and warm tones for this build. When it comes to themes for this island, this part of the island makes me think of it as like a cottagecore mountain type of theme. So that's why I'm using a lot of browns, and I'm planning on making it cozy without being too cramped. I started to put down some in-game dirt pathing in the area where I plan to have the actual workshop area without like the benches and crafting items. I thought it would make a good division between the actual resident home and the area where they can craft things. Kind of like in my speed build for my Nook's Cranny outdoor market area, I used the white brick pathing to dedicate that specific area to the market. So I used that same concept here, but instead of putting down custom designs, I'm using the dark in-game pathing. since I have this tree stump custom design, I thought it would be really cool to use that to my advantage for this area. So I put down that custom design and placed a wild log bench next to it to make like the tree was chopped down. I know I can give the same illusion by planting a cedar tree and chopping it down so there's an actual tree stump there, but if you have that tree stump, you're able to sit on it. And I don't want my villagers to be able to sit on it because I feel like it would just ruin the whole illusion for me, so I just settled for the custom design. As for the actual workshop area, I'm using the log furniture for the whole setup and using a lot of clay items. So we have the pot, the unglazed dish set, the modeling clay, and actual clay. Even though these items are so small, they make a big impact in the type of build that you're going for. So if I didn't put down any of those items and left the tables like completely empty, you'd never be able to figure out that this is supposed to be a crafting space. So when you're decorating on your own island, make sure to add details to your builds by adding small items. I really didn't want to push Maple out of the way in this part because I didn't want her to get upset with me for doing that. So you'll see me like moving her ever so slightly in the kindest way I could possibly do it. On the right side of Maple's house, we have a little area where we have a bunch of crafting materials that they can grab from. So going back to what I said about using small items to add details to your build, don't be afraid to use different height dimensions as well. So you saw me placing items on the log bench. It just makes the area look a lot more full and realistic. And another tip I have is to use lost items when decorating. Okay, it's kind of mean, but if you find a lost item and just hang on to it rather than giving it back to the owner of it, after a couple of days it won't make you give it back to them anymore, so you can just place it anywhere as if it were an item. And I think it makes an area look realistic as well. I like to dig holes in the areas that I feel like I want to put trees. It just helps me to imagine what it would look like if I were to put a tree there, and if I need to make any adjustments to the area by moving around items or anything to make sure it doesn't get blocked by that tree. So I went ahead and placed the bridge in the area that I wanted it to go. It's just going to help me a lot better when I have to work on the pathing that will lead from the pathing I already put down by the other bridge. On this right side by the waterfall, I thought it would be a really nice place to make a little picnic area. I also thought it would be a really pretty place to take pictures at, especially with the waterfall right there. But like I did for my little picnic area that I did in my build for the transition area between my resident services and the Garden Fairy neighborhood, which I will also link up at the top corner, I am making sure to scatter my items so they're not all in a straight line. So it gives a little more character to the small space. It's effective in being a lot more pleasing to the eyes. I was done with the picnic area, I started to work on the pathing that will lead to the bridge. I try my best to make it look very windy rather than just being a straight line. I also like to make sure that it's windy so that I can put down flowers and trees in the empty spaces. As usual, the custom designs I use will be listed at the end of the video along with the creator codes and the creator's socials. I am missing a few, so if by any chance you know the ones that I'm missing or feel like I made a mistake on any of them, feel free to let me know down in the comments. Then I started to plant all the trees in the area as well as all the flowers. I'm using the green mums, gold roses, and different types of white flowers as well as weeds. To make the dirt pathing of the workshop area not so boring, I decided to plant a bunch of weeds. I think it gives that very overgrown cottagecore mountain type of vibe to it. And I tried to put down custom designs, but it just didn't work with me, so I just settled for the weeds. So we are finally done with our build and we can check out what it looks like when everything is grown. So I time traveled a couple days so that all the trees and flowers are fully grown and so that the bridge is built, so we can go ahead and do our walkthrough. Walking down the Star Fragment farm, I really do love this little picnic area. It just looks so nice next to the waterfall, and in my opinion, it's very picturesque type of place. So this Tinker Fairy workshop turned out a lot better than what I imagined. I really like how it turned out and the fact that it matches the Tinker Fairy vibe that I was going for. So this concludes the speed build. Thank you so much for coming to watch my video. I hope my little tips in the video helps you out when you decorate your own islands. And don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe so you can be notified of any future videos that I post. As usual, the list of custom designs I use will be at the end of the video. Anyways, I hope you have a great day or night. Bye!